Do you ever feel overwhelmed by choices big or small? From what career to pursue, to how to solve global challenges, life is full of decisions. But here's the secret. Success doesn't come from choosing fast. It comes from choosing wisely. Stay with me until the end, because today you will practice listening, learn new vocabulary, and reflect on how small steps every day can make a big difference. In this video, you will practice English listening with a story, learn key vocabulary, and try some speaking practice. This is level B2 to C2, so it's perfect if you already understand basic English but want to grow faster. And because I want you to improve even faster, I have prepared a free practice exercise for you. Check the description box below, click the link, and complete the activity after this video. It will help you review vocabulary and speaking practice. Emma and her classmates had to design a project for their university course. The group immediately jumped into ideas. One student wanted to build an app, another wanted to write a research paper, and someone else suggested making a video. Everyone spoke at the same time. Chaos. Emma noticed something. They were generating ideas, but not evaluating them. She raised her hand and said, "Wait, let's pause. Before deciding, let's list the pros and cons of each idea." The group hesitated, but agreed. Slowly, they analyzed. The app was innovative, but too technical. The research paper was academic, but less engaging. The video was creative, but time-consuming. By weighing the options, they reached a balanced decision, a multimedia presentation combining research and video. Their professor praised not just the result, but their critical thinking process. Emma learned that in decision-making, asking the right questions matters as much as giving answers. Vocabulary. Evaluate means to judge or assess carefully. Pros and cons means the advantages and disadvantages. Hesitate means to pause before deciding. Innovative means creative, new, original. A balanced decision means a choice that considers all sides fairly. Speaking practice. Repeat after me. Let's evaluate the pros and cons. I hesitate before I decide. A balanced decision requires critical thinking. Now, imagine you're in a group project. Say, before we decide, let's analyze the advantages and disadvantages. David had just finished his master's degree. Like many graduates, he dreamed of finding the perfect job, one that paid well, gave him challenges, and allowed him to grow. One morning, his phone buzzed with an email. "Congratulations, David. We are pleased to offer you a position at Global Tech." Global Tech was a well-known fast-growing company. The salary they offered was impressive, much higher than what his classmates were earning. But as he scrolled through the contract, David noticed one line: expected workload, 60 hours per week, including weekends if necessary. He leaned back in his chair. 60 hours. That's almost double a normal week. Will I even have time for family, friends, or myself? The next day, another offer came in, this time from a smaller, local company. The salary was lower, almost 30% less. But the contract highlighted something different: flexible hours, opportunities for training, and clear paths for promotion. David felt torn. On one hand, the big company meant prestige and money. On the other hand, the smaller company promised balance and growth. His mind raced. Should I chase money or focus on long-term development? What if I regret my choice? Confused, he went to his mentor, an older professor who had guided him through university. Over coffee, David explained both offers. The mentor listened carefully, then said, "David, don't just ask, 'What do I get now?' Ask, 'What do I gain long term?' A high salary feels good today, but ask yourself, where will you be in 5 years? Exhausted, or skilled and growing?" That night, David decided to think like a problem solver. He drew a table on a sheet of paper. Decision matrix. Across the top, he wrote, salary, work-life balance, growth potential, personal values. Then, he scored each company from 1 to 10. Global Tech scored a 10 on salary, but only a 2 on balance. The smaller company scored a 6 on salary, but an 8 on growth, and a 9 on balance. When he looked at the numbers, the answer became clear. The smaller company was the better fit, not for his bank account today, but for his future self. David accepted the second offer. The first months weren't easy. His friends teased him, saying, "Why would you give up so much money?" But he stayed consistent. 2 years later, his decision proved right. He had advanced faster, gained leadership skills, and even mentored new employees. More importantly, he was happy. He had time to travel, to read, and to build a life outside of work. Looking back, David realized something powerful. Critical thinking means looking beyond the obvious, resisting short-term temptation, and making choices aligned with your values, not just the numbers on a paycheck. Vocabulary. Dilemma means a difficult choice between two options. Flexible means adaptable, able to change. Long-term means looking far into the future. Decision matrix means a tool to compare options. Aligned means in agreement or harmony. Speaking practice. Repeat after me. This is a dilemma. I need to think long-term. My decision must be aligned with my values. Now, imagine you are choosing between two jobs. Say, I need to evaluate not just the salary, but also the long-term growth. Sofia joined a youth conference on climate change. Delegates from different countries argued passionately. Some demanded urgent action. Others worried about economic costs. At first, the debate was heated, with people repeating slogans. But Sofia raised her hand and said, "Friends, let's practice critical thinking. What evidence supports each position? What assumptions are we making? Can we find common ground?" The room grew calmer. Participants began to share data, stories, and possible compromises. Instead of fighting, they started building. By the end, the group drafted a resolution that balanced environmental urgency with economic realities. Sofia learned that critical thinking is not just for personal choices, it is for global conversations, where the stakes are high and emotions are strong. Vocabulary. Delegate means a representative in a meeting or conference. Urgent means needing immediate attention. Assumption means something accepted without proof. Common ground means shared understanding or agreement. Resolution means a formal decision or solution. Speaking practice. Repeat after me. Let's examine the evidence. Are we making assumptions? We need to find common ground. Now, imagine you are in a debate. Say, before we argue, let's identify our assumptions and look for common ground. Reflection. Critical thinking is not about being negative or critical of others. It's about asking deeper questions, examining evidence, and making thoughtful decisions. Whether in the classroom, in business, or in global debates, it gives you the power to move from confusion to clarity. So what about you? When was the last time you faced a tough decision? Did you choose quickly, or did you pause to analyze? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget, I've prepared a free practice exercise for you. Check the description box below, click the link, and complete the activity after this video. It will help you review today's vocabulary and speaking practice. Remember, great thinkers are not born, they are made through practice. And today, you've taken another step forward.